We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Motion on the floor and second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Senator Adams. Senator Douglas.
Explain my vote, Mr. Chairman.
Vote and explain.
Mr. Chairman, as you know, I'm an anesthesiologist. I'm a physician. I've been in healthcare for a lot longer than I like to say out loud. If you'll give me about 2 minutes, I'll need that to explain my vote. First and foremost,
Clock's running.
First and foremost, I agree. Marijuana and its derivatives are not approved by the FDA for any medical use. There really have been no long-term double-blind studies to support any of the anecdotal evidence that's been presented today. You know, the medical evidence, we heard that no one's ever died from marijuana, which is not really true. In 2018, we had a young man, there was a young man who died of hyperemesis syndrome, secondary to dehydration, secondary to repeated use of the marijuana. We've heard people talk about the anti-emesis effects of marijuana, when in fact, over time, those who smoke marijuana more than 20 times a month, it's been clearly shown that those anti-emetic effects dull and it stops working. The increase in the cannabinoids have also been show an increased incidence of heart attack, stroke, heart dysrhythmia, and myopercarditis. Over time, we see increased anxiety, increased panic attacks, and even paranoid psychosis. There are policing issues, safety issues. If you don't understand some of these, speak with your local police. And yes, marijuana is an addictive drug. Now, Mr. Chairman, I am in favor of a widespread use of some of the marijuana and its components through formal clinical studies and through data collection. And there's no doubt, absolutely no doubt, that marijuana and some of its components have had some positive effects on some of the issues and some of the health issues that people are having. But you know, as a doc, I look for consistency in my pharmacotherapeutic agents.
If you could conclude.
I look to see that the outcome across the spectrum is even, and I don't see that. So again, Mr. Chairman, I vote no.
Thank you.
Senator Harper Angel.
Explain my vote, Mr. Chairman.
Vote and explain.
I vote aye, and I want to thank the senator from Bourbon for working so hard on this very important legislation and for bringing it to its final day. Thank you. I vote aye.
Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel.
Cast my vote and explain.
Vote and explain.
I'm going to cast a no vote today, Mr. Chairman. And by way of explanation, and just to say to Jaime and to Eric, they have conducted their work with diligence and in a manner that is admirable in the way that we do things around here. I fundamentally come in a different place on the policy, but the personalities behind it could not have been brought more honor on the overall nature of the democratic process, and I do appreciate them for that.
Senator Nemes.
Aye.
Senator Thayer.
Explain my vote.
Vote and explain.
I vote yes. And I want to explain my vote. I have been a long-time opponent of legislation relating to marijuana. I came into this body 20 years ago with a strong set of core beliefs. I grew up in the 1980s during a very strong anti-drug culture. If you're a pot smoker and you're looking for me to help get the camel's nose under the tent so you can smoke your pot legally in Kentucky, I'm not your guy. But I believe Senator West has done a fantastic job limiting the number of afflictions that medical cannabis can be used for. This narrowly focused approach has got my vote. I agree with Senator Douglas. I agree with everything that the gentleman from the Family Foundation said. But to quote the lady who spoke earlier today, for the sake of those who suffer, I vote aye.
Senator Thomas,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to explain my aye vote.
Vote and explain.
First of all, like Senator Harper Angel and like Senator Thayer, I want to thank you, Senator West. You worked very hard and very diligently on your bill, and I commend you for getting this across the finish line. When I ran for this office 10 years ago, back in the fall of 2013, I promised the people of Lexington and my constituents that I would support medical marijuana. That was important to them. And ever since I've arrived in the Senate in 2014, I have co-sponsored this legislation each and every year. And today it's just satisfying and gratifying that I kept my word to those people, to my constituents, and seeing this get past the committee. In some respect, this is personal for me because I had a wife who I lost to cancer, and I saw her in pain constantly, and wish I could have done everything possible, obviously to cure her, but at least to give her some pain relief also. And I understand the pain that cancer patients feel, and this will help alleviate that pain. So with that said, Mr. Chair, I vote aye
Thank you.
on this bill.
Chairman Schickel,
I vote no. And a lot has been said about the bill sponsor, and I just want to say ditto to everything that they've said about the bill sponsor and the way this journey has gone. Really adds credence to the process. We have 8 yeas, 3 nays, and no passes. Senate Bill 47, as amended by Senate Committee Substitute Number 1, is passed with favorable expression. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I would be remiss if I didn't also include Representative Nemes
Boy, isn't that the truth?
and
Thank
the
you.
hard work that he did
Yes.
in the House on this bill.
Representative Nemes, congratulations to you. I know you've worked very hard on this.
Thank you.